Formula One, a sport that spans hearts, minds and nations, where the 20 best drivers in the world come together to take on some of the world's most historic circuits. And that legacy continues today. The 2021 championship was thrilling from start to finish, and 2022 is set to be even better. New regulations will usher in an age of pioneering changes. New driving talent alongside returning champions will be dueling it out to the bitter end. The pressure will be on the team principals in the upcoming season as they manage their drivers, their cars and the whole team to push to victory. This is not a challenge for the faint-hearted. This is Formula One. Mercedes return to Alfa Romeo boast an impressive Formula One history, dating right back to 1950 when they won the very first Drivers' World Championship. However, 2021 saw them finish in 9th overall, with no podium finishes to their name. The team usher in 2022 with a brand new driver lineup. They're joined by F1's first ever Chinese race driver Zhou, as well as veteran Valtteri Bottas, as they build their way back to becoming regular point scorers.
Hi there, nice to meet you. I'm Audrey Mensah, one of the team's senior engineers. Welcome to the team. It's great to have you on board. We've always been an ambitious team here at Alfa Romeo, but we've got a lot to prove this season. Let's waste no time showing you the ropes. As our new team principal, you're responsible for a lot of aspects of the team. Everything from managing our team's growth, overseeing our finances, and deciding on race day strategies will be in your hands. You can keep an eye on most things from your dashboard here. I can take you through it now. First up, an overview of the board. They're the ones who set the expectations for the team. If they're confident in your leadership, you'll be fine. If they lose confidence in you, however, they might look to replace you. The board sets season objectives for the team to achieve. Reaching them will help keep confidence high, so be sure to familiarize yourself with what's expected. You'll want to keep an eye on the long-term objective for beyond this season as well. Okay then, let's look ahead to the race weekend. We need to start preparing for the next Grand Prix, which will be the first of the season. As it's your first day though, there's nothing urgent for you to address. Feel free to explore more, or you can select continue and sign off for the day. Once you do, time will pass, but don't worry about missing anything. You'll automatically sign back in if an important event comes up. It's no longer your first day. We'll have you on top of things in no time. You'll continue moving through days this way until it's time for the race, which you can see in the upcoming events list. It's good to get in the habit of regularly checking that list. Let's take a look at what needs doing today. You have an alert in the top corner. There's an important email awaiting a response, so you should check your inbox when you're ready. Looks like you've received a budget approval request. Most of the team's budget is decided by the board at the start of the season, plus whatever we get from last season's prize money and any extra sponsorship revenue we earn. Seems like a good plan to me. Sometimes it's wise to save your budget for more serious matters. Now that's dealt with, we can focus on our first Grand Prix of the season. The race weekend is still a few days away, so move forward when you're ready. Here, you can delve deeper into team finances and see our balance, as well as understanding information on income and rewards, and the enforced spending caps we have to abide by. There's always some final work to do before we can set off. Check your inbox for the race prep report on this weekend's circuit. Okay, you have all the information you should need. Let's head to race preparation to see if there's any remaining tasks for us to complete. This is your race preparation area, where you'll get the team ready for the upcoming race weekend. You can also find all the information you need on the circuit we're racing on here. One thing you'll always need to do before each race weekend is setting our performance targets. These help us generate more potential rewards for the team. Here we've got the performance targets for this coming weekend. If we meet these, we'll gain extra revenue. Looks like we've got incentives for both the qualifying session and the race. If we can reach those targets, we'll get an additional payout, and it won't cost the team anything if we don't meet them. You can also decide to add targets here and offer our sponsors guarantees. These are a risk, as we face a potential financial loss if we don't meet them. But if we do, we'll gain a much larger reward. Okay, if you want to offer a guarantee for this weekend and raise the team's potential rewards, now is your chance. That feels like something we can achieve without too much difficulty. The reward if we meet the guarantee is good, and the potential loss doesn't seem too bad either. Okay, we're done here. Let's head back. You've done everything needed, and the team can't wait to get started. It's time for the first race of the season. You can take some more time to look around if you like. When you're ready, let's get this show on.
Welcome to the archipelago of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. Stay right here. because we're just getting started.
Great to see you again. Welcome to your first race weekend with the team. It's Friday, so we're kicking off with free practice one as usual. Over here is our race preparation area. This is where you can make any changes you need ahead of the upcoming practice session. Rest assured the team have already prepared the cars for practice. When you're ready, we can continue to the practice session. During race weekends, you can decide whether you want to manage the practice sessions yourself or whether to hand over control to your team. As it's your first race weekend, you should let the team handle the practice sessions.
Here we are, back for more Formula One action as we prepare for qualifying. We've already seen a lot of excitement building since Formula One arrived in town, and today's qualifying is sure to be no exception. Success may stem from a well-prepared strategy, or a driver capable of incredible audacity. Put it this way, there simply is no surefire recipe for victory. So get yourselves comfortable, it's going to be quite the ride.
To help maximise our drivers' performance, the team have them work on 3 goals during practice: track acclimatisation, car parts knowledge, and setup confidence. If you manage the session yourself, you might get an even better performance from the drivers for the rest of the weekend. Right, time for qualifying. Our results here will determine where we start on the grid for Sunday's race. Qualifying takes place over 3 knockout rounds, and only the fastest drivers will advance each time. Same as practice, the team can handle qualifying for you if you like. Let's get you hands-on for this round though, just to make sure you're feeling confident before race day kicks off. Our drivers need to be setting their fastest possible lap times, so we can advance to the next round of qualifying. The slowest 5 cars will be knocked out. Keep a careful eye on time remaining. The time limit on qualifying rounds really ramps up the pressure. Right then, let's get a car out on the track for its first run and see how it goes. Each car is fitted with a number of onboard cameras, so you can see the action as it happens. You can also use the map view if you like. It gives you a good overview of the whole track and all the cars. Remember, you're managing 2 drivers throughout the session, so make sure to keep an eye on both of them. From the data view, you can see live data from the current session. Here we can see the latest lap and sector times for all drivers, and an overview of their tyre conditions. Here you can also view how the current session could affect the drivers' and constructors' championship standings. There's plenty more to dive into with the data view, so make sure you spend some time exploring. That's a decent time for a flying lap. Keep an eye on the standings throughout the session, and try and keep the drivers... Right then, that qualifying run is done, so the driver will return to the pits now. I know everything happens so fast over a race weekend, but if you need to catch your breath, you can pause for as long as you like. Or, if things aren't moving fast enough for you, you can speed up a little. Our driver is back in the pits. You need to reconfigure the car before we can send them back out. Let's go and take a look. The team will make sure the run plan is updated to include refueling, so all you have to do is fit some fresh tyres. Here you can see all the tyre compounds available this weekend. When making any changes, just be sure you're considering both the condition and the compound of the selected tyre. We want maximum performance during qualifying. So let's use a fresh, soft compound tyre. Soft tyres are the fastest in dry conditions. Confirm the... I wouldn't recommend using these tyres. We'd be best using a fresh soft set for the current conditions. But the car is ready to head back out at your say-so. It's probably best to do at least one more run before the end of the round, unless you're feeling very confident about our time. So the track will have more grip later in the round, but there will also be more traffic. It's up to you to decide when you want to send the car out. Whatever gets us through to Q2.
Get like go.
Copy.
Yeah, nitro.
Copy.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
We're through to Q2. Great work. In Q2, the fastest 15 cars from Q1 battle it out for only 10 places in Q3. Now let's push even harder for a place in Q3. It's up to you whether you manage the rest of the qualifying rounds. If you want, you can let the team take control, so you can focus on the upcoming race.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
Alfa Romeo managed to meet expectations during qualifying, and if they can keep this up, they'll have a good race ahead of them. Williams had a good performance in qualifying. Now they'll be eager to demonstrate that they can have an even better race. The weather is beautifully clear tonight, which is one less problem for the teams to face. Of course, that doesn't take anything away from the unpredictability of this race.
But which team has perfected the strategy that will see them prevail today? Here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Right then, time for the main event, the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is a great time for us to get some early points under our belt. So let's stay focused and push hard. Each driver will need to make at least one pit stop to fit new tyres. On average, a pit stop will cost a driver about 25 seconds. So we need to think carefully about when to pit and why. Let's set a tyre strategy for our drivers now. We need to make sure we have a good plan for when we want the cars to pit. Every race weekend, the team will prepare some recommended strategies to choose from. Let's see what they suggest for this race. Okay, strategy A is a fast but risky option, relying on 2 soft stints and no hard compound at all. Strategy B is a well-balanced option. 2 soft stints and a nice long middle stint on a hard compound. Right. Strategy C is a slower but safe option for this track. We'll tackle the final stint on... If you think a different approach could work, you can make changes to any of the team strategies, or even create one from scratch. We can always adapt our strategy during the race, so we can respond quickly to changing conditions and stay ahead of the pack. You should consider picking a different strategy for each drive. That's both drivers with a set strategy in place.
Clear skies tonight, with the drivers having now arrived at their grid positions. And there's Valtteri Bottas. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. And there's Joe, down the grid. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. The race start is mere seconds away. And this is it, the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Managing pace will help you manage a car's tyre temperature and wear. Keep an eye on the tyre condition of both cars. Over time, tyre condition will fall, reducing their grip and performance, eventually leading to tyre failures. Fuel commands allow drivers to manage their car's fuel consumption. Just keep an eye on your remaining fuel. If we run out, the car will be forced to retire.
Push. Copy.
If a driver needs an additional performance push for a short time, they can adjust their ERS strategies and use any battery charge they have. There are 3 ERS strategies that deploy more energy than they harvest, but each use that energy for a different purpose. Overtake and defend are best for getting ahead of cars or for keeping them behind you. Deploy is the fastest strategy available. Harvest will prioritize charging up the battery instead of using energy for performance. Neutral will maintain the current battery charge over a lap, which gives a nice balance of energy deployment and harvesting.
DRS enabled.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo. And
As the race
McLaren with a
progresses,
great overtake.
remember to keep an eye on the planned strategy you put in place before the race. The strategy view will let you check your strategy, adjust it, or even change it entirely. The data view is also an important area to track during the race. It gives you a deep dive into race data, including lap times for all the team's drivers. During the race, you can use the strategy view to check on each driver's strategy and adjust them if need be. You can also check the strategy graphs to see how a car's tyre wear is matching up to the team's expectations. You can also use the car and track tabs to view more details about them. The car tab shows you current and projected component condition and fuel loads, while the track tab has more information about weather and track grip.
We are P5.
Red Bull moved up.
No overtake.
Copy.
We can try to use overtake end of straight.
Yeah, copy.
Let's get them.
Copy. No overtake. Copy.
We need to get these tyres to last.
Copy.
Mode charge.
Understood. More charge.
Copy.
We need lift off. Lift off.
Copy.
We are P14. More charge off, please.
Copy.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Push hard now.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy that. Keep focus.
Copy.
We've just had a car run wide.
We are in P5.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Good job, good job.
Alfa Romeo just gained a few positions.
suddenly having loss of grip.
Copy.
Wouldn't it make sense to go long?
It looks like tyre condition is getting quite low for this car. Right, let's talk tyres. During dry races, all cars need... Ultimately, it's your decision, and once you've decided which tyre to move to, just confirm the pit stop with the team.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes. Alpine just advanced. Mercedes moved up a place. Here's the replay. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. They lose it there. That's the spin.
Okay, Valtteri, you can go to mode charge.
Copy. Use overtake button.
Copy.
Copy, Joe.
Any suggestion we keep out of box?
We have no EIS.
Copy.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
overtake available. Use overtake.
Copy.
You're good to push.
Copy. And use overtake.
Copy.
Was that a lock-up on the track?
No more overtake.
Copy.
Mode charge.
Yep. How many boxes left? Box.
You can use overtake.
Copy that. Use overtake.
Copy.
Good job.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place. Let's take a closer look. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. They take advantage and muscle their way through. Excellent work. The driver's team there cheering them on.
Nice work.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo. Let's have a look. Now we see Valtteri Bottas. And there they go, moving up a position in the pack. That was a big moment. The team are clearly delighted.
Valtteri, confirm we need some liftoff.
Copy.
Someone spun out.
Save fuel.
Copy.
Who's running wide there?
starting to lose grip. Maybe the pressure is getting too high.
Understood.
Wouldn't it make sense to go long?
Looks like there's been a lockup. Is that a lockup?
And remember to use overtake.
Copy. Really stop.
Copy, Joe.
Yeah, we're boxing.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
No overtake.
Copy.
We can try to use overtake end of straight.
All good. Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
That's the checkered flag.
Well done, good job.
Great job. Once you stop, we need the normal procedure, so ignition off, leave high voltage on.
This is a decent enough result here from Valtteri Bottas. Not a bad run from Alfa Romeo this weekend, but before the next race, I think they'll want to take a good look at what they can improve.
Yes, this was a contrasted performance, but there were some good moments. There is promise here of great things down the line.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructor standings.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
The team's drivers gain experience over each race weekend, depending on their performance. With enough experience, your drivers will be able to improve their skills. That was a great opening weekend for our team. The board and our sponsors are pleased, and we've earned some extra money for our performance. You can see their response in more detail from the board menu. Take a look at what you can be doing before the next race weekend gets here. Our time is precious, and these moments between races are a good point to develop our team further. You should have an email from the engineering team over in the warehouse. Check it out. It might be something interesting.